lovely to be here to talk once more. Why I'm laughing is because I used to record it. Well, I thought I was recording, this video about acceptance, and then I was gonna pause the video, and then I saw that I haven't recorded anything, and I could see for a millisecond where I was not accepting. I was fighting with what is. I was like, I was just talking about this. So now is the time to practice. And that's the beauty. I love how the universe works, right? It always gives us an opportunity to practice our uh, what we want to, yeah, what we want to learn and embody, if we make the intention to do so. Well, so uh, yeah, this video I wanted to talk about some, to the word acceptance, or even the energy or the quality of to live in a state of acceptance. And it's a quite simple and kind of precise, not precise, but quite clear word, but yet it's very broad, and one can go many ways to explore how it is to accept in our life. But this is on is if we start by just exploring to not accept what the past. I can see that generally in our world, in society, and by most people, that most the cause of most suffering is just that we are not accepting what is. We are fighting with reality, and that's a tough nut to go beyond, because we are so programmed to have opinions and judgment, and we have so much guilt and stuff about what we might have done, or we think we have we done. And that's something, I think, if we're all honest with ourselves, that we can find how our mind can suddenly wander to that we should have done something in a different way. And that's nothing we have to judge. That to accept what comes up in us is also a form of acceptance. But if we look at that program or that thought, that to fight with what is just insane, really. Like, it is. I mean, it has happened. There's absolutely nothing we can do about what has happened in terms of the actions we did. Meaning, we cannot go back and and even if we did, that's not the way to it, right? To the to what we get out, or what we can learn from it. And yeah, because what is has happened, and if we fight with that, that's just very stressful, and if yeah, as I said, it's just I'm not finding the best word to describe it in English right now, but it's just uh, it's a way that is obscure maybe. But however, and I see, if we, and it might be hard for many people to go there, and I can understand that. But that also comes back, if we can have a mindset or a framework that the universe or the God is always doing the highest good for us. Everything that happens is a gift, and it's our perspective to the things that have happened. The possibility that we can have different perspective of things that we can is the greatest gift, and it's the and if we can, when we have healed from something, I've never heard someone that he has healed from, let's say, something that we have a hard time accepting that has happened, that was not grateful, and looking back now can see why those things happen and how it has helped us heal. And if we can, just live by that, it's much easier to accept what is. And that means also to accept what comes up in us, even when we are fighting with reality. Because when we do that, we take a step back, and we become, the things itself becomes more, everything becomes more objectified, and we become more identified with the so-called witness, or the self with a capital S, and we see, we become conscious of like the content inside awareness, so to speak, if that makes sense. But by accepting everything as it arises, even our thoughts about not accepting what has just happened, when we take a step back and kind of accept everything, to live in acceptance, to be more, that's why I think I'm gonna call this video to being in a state of acceptance, or like just more, when we embody that, it's gonna translate to every aspects of life. And and it's just as the same with the future. If we can accept that we cannot control the future, can truly, like, because if we're all honest and look at our lives, we have not been able to control anything up to this point. Well, one can say that they had, let's say we have dreams, intentions, and we maybe create things, and we can say, oh well, I could predict that this was gonna happen because I did this, but we never the details never. We would have too much. We can life is just unpredictable. Even though some things, let's say, are more predictable than others, but that's not the point. The point is that we cannot control reality, and the details of our lives is, things always seems to happen spontaneously by themselves. So if I get an intention to go out for a walk now, or I get inspiration to do something, and I go and do that, one could say, I predicted that I was gonna do that, but then you can also say, did you control that you were gonna get the inspiration to do that? Meaning, where does it all start? You know, it seems like everything is kind of just create being creative. You know, this is this universal force that seems to be seems to create every moment, and we're in this just in this dance, unpredictable dance with reality. And our what we can do is to kind of to accept, right, that we are there, and to accept also the future. You know, we don't know, we might die tonight, tomorrow, something might happen, and life is just full of those things. And when they happen, they can become we can become more traumatized than maybe we have to if we can kind of predict the unpredictable. You know what I mean? And to, as I said before, to trust that there is meaning and with the things that are happening. And and there's also this sense of, you know, most of us are having this constant, we're striving for something, we're always gonna get, we're never enough. And by always doing and not being, we see that we are like unconsciously saying that we are not accepting of ourselves, of our life, of what we see in the world, so we're gonna improve upon it. And that just seems personally not be the way to content and joy and peace in our lives. Because the things that we are searching for by other means are always present here, right now, in this moment, when we actually accept ourselves. Because that's what we want, right? We want to do that thing so we can accept ourselves and be like, I'm well, all is well. But realize we can never get there if we not make the internal shift to acceptance, and that we are whole already. So it's a beautiful way to live, and to make the intention and devotion to acceptance of what is, and not fight with reality. I'm glad to just rant away, and it's just a beautiful way to me to talk to myself in this manner, looking at myself. Because I usually get inspiration to talk about things that I feel my higher self wants to speak to myself for a more joyful life. And so I'll see you in the next one, where I talk about something else that's on my mind. So take care.